This video is going to be a commentary about Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was not selected to the NFC Pro Bowl roster. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL, to be honest with you. However, I may have another 20 players that I would say that about. I just appreciate what certain guys are able to do at various positions. I do think that St. Brown not being named a Pro Bowler is embarrassing for the NFL and its ability to monitor what at this point is clearly a flawed voting process. To me, and other people disagree, it's no problem, St. Brown's one of the 10 best football players in the league. So feel free, if you disagree with that or you think that's outrageous, to just turn the video off now if you think that perspective is too radical. But I will read some stats before possibly going over some film here. I have hesitated to show film on my channel for a couple of days for obvious reasons if you're a Lions fan and you're paying attention. St. Brown, through 3 years, has over 300 catches in the league. He's averaging 1,150 yards receiving per season. We got one game left on Sunday. He's got 112 catches in 2023. He's tied for second in the NFL with Tyreek Hill. The only guy those two trail, is CeeDee Lamb, who's got 122 receptions. St. Brown's been targeted a lot, 154, but so's Tyreek Hill, 158, and CeeDee Lamb, 168. One thing to mention about St. Brown is he's third in the league in first down catches. He's got 70 first down catches in 16 games. And he hasn't played all 16 games, I will actually show some of his stats here in a moment. To me, to not say that St. Brown is a Pro Bowler is people not being intellectually honest. Now, if you want to take CeeDee Lamb, fine. A.J. Brown, okay, from the NFC. For me, that list stops there. I don't like to list and rank players. I don't think that's the way sports is. They only took 4 wide receivers from each conference, though. So at some point, you got to say, where do you think St. Brown is? He's in that group. He not only has a first down catch on 45% of his targets, not 45% of his catches, 45% of his targets. He makes timely catches. He's extremely reliable, and he's a tough blocker at the point of attack. They use him everywhere. Maybe I'll show it to you in a minute. I still haven't decided if I'm going to show the film. I know that I should be comparing stats to Puka Nacua and A.J. Brown and Mike Evans, but I'm not going to disrespect those guys like that. First of all, Evans has 13 touchdowns, and he's a career star at wide receiver in the NFL. To me, it shouldn't take another guy being minimized for someone the caliber of St. Brown to be recognized for who he is. He's a brilliant football player, period. Not just a wide receiver, not just someone who plays slot, because people denigrate someone who plays slot. I'll let some stats show here for a moment. He takes the ball on timely jet sweeps, blocks really well out in space and inside the box. They use him attached to the line of scrimmage, which means next to the tackle or tight end, as a blocker, and on the back side of some run concepts where his burst and agility is actually a good thing. They also use him at fullback in Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs on a crucial 3rd and 1 on their 8th possession. I'll show that in a minute. They asked him to lead block probably a nickel defender, and then George Karlaftis kind of stunts outside, and St. Brown actually does block him. Point is, he doesn't just have 112 catches. He's asked to do a lot of things, and he does all of those things at a very high level. His ability to get open on 3rd down, to me, is as good as it gets. And I mean as good as anybody in the NFL. Goff trusts St. Brown. The coaches trust St. Brown. Obviously, Sam Laporta. Look, those two have combined for 190 catches in 2023. Jameson Williams is emerging in the last month. So I would expect there to be more games where St. Brown gets like less than his typical or customary 9 or 10 targets. But he can turn it up when he needs to. He had 12 catches and that crucial touchdown against Tampa Bay in the Week 6 win on the road. He had another 12 catches and touchdown in the Lions' Week 16 win over the Vikings, who they'll again face Sunday afternoon. I just want to see St. Brown get the respect he deserves based on the film. Not the stats, which are showing here. The stats, to me, are like a very strong left hook that lands and finishes a guy who's already been knocked out by the straight right. And what I mean is, the straight right is the film. It is definitive. It is clear. The left hook is just knocking you out on your way down. And really, if you don't recognize what the film says, there's really probably no convincing you. The Pro Bowl voting process, I'm not going to waste time decrying it. People get what they ask for. And in this case, in terms of the process of selecting players, being so heavily reliant on fans, we kind of did get what we deserved. But St. Brown didn't. I think he's a foundational piece on a Lions team that's not just here for 2023, but is here to stay for a 4 or 5 year run. St. Brown, Sewell, and Aiden Hutchinson are the pieces that really make this team go. So, having said that, I was hesitant to show film for reasons that I posted on my YouTube channel. We'll run through about 6 plays here and we'll test this out and see if we can get film to go through on a film study. I intentionally picked plays that have already shown in previous videos because I want to see if they'll run through the YouTube algorithm and not get copyright claims. So this is a 3rd and 1, 8th possession against the Chiefs. I'll let it run through again. You'll see that St. Brown is spot shadowed. He's at fullback. Ben Johnson's doing this so that they keep nickel personnel on the field for the Chiefs. He ends up kicking out, blocking George Karlaftis. He's supposed to block the nickel defender. It's a 4-2 alignment. Karlaftis tries to stem outside of Brock Wright's down block, and as such, Brown ends up getting a piece of him. The nickel defender ends up being free, but Montgomery converts on the 3rd down run. How versatile he is. This is 2022 film. Lined up here, this is a 4th down, guys. Shovel trap is what this is. Ben Johnson likes trap on 3rd and 4th down. This is a shovel pass trap to a, quote, slot wide receiver underneath inside of the A-gap because that's what trap is. And he converts it. Oh, by the way, he did this as well against Chicago again this year in 2023. So you've got a slot receiver with 112 catches who lines up at fullback when he's asked to and kicks out an outside linebacker. Doesn't expand him, certainly doesn't decleat him, but does it well enough that the play succeeds. He can run inside trap from a shovel pass concept. Does the typical stuff. Again, I'm intentionally showing you film that I've already shown in previous videos. Mesh concept. 3rd down touchdown against the Chiefs where he, like I said, has 30 catches on the year. Mesh, you've got Reynolds running across. St. Brown running the under. You've got the clear out here by the running back down to the boundary. St. Brown outruns one of the safeties to get into the end zone for, I believe, the Chiefs' first touchdown. 3rd and 5 against the Vikings. Motion from the bottom side of the field. That's St. Brown. I'm trying to show you the various ways that he's used. There isn't one concept that he beats people on all the time like other receivers who are given the same motion and this basically same release pattern. This guy is a very diverse football player, capable of a whole lot of things, and extremely underrated. I understand that there's people who don't like, maybe there's some Lions fans who don't like me saying that he's a top 10 player in the league, but for the wide variety of things that he does, I think it fits. Clear out concept against the Broncos, week 15, from the slot. He's going to draw all the attention. And then Josh Reynolds, I can't draw these exactly to the depth that the routes are run because I'm running out of screen over there on the right-hand side. Josh Reynolds runs onto that space that's vacated by St. Brown and the defender that he pulls along with the middle of the field free safety. You get the idea, hopefully, at this point. I'm intentionally picking plays that St. Brown either has an impact getting the football or has an impact helping someone else get open, or in the case of Montgomery on that 3rd and 1 against the Chiefs, deliver a key block out on the edge that helps create a little bit more space for Montgomery to convert. Against the Chargers, brilliant game all the way around for the offense. This is a screen for 20 yards down to the bottom side of the field. He's got enough burst to get the job done when there's an open seam. I love this play. 3rd and 14. In the slot position, timing route between him and Goff. Laporta ends up to the boundary where he typically lines up. St. Brown to the field. Runs this timing slot out. Goff is getting the ball out quick. It's a 3rd and 14. It's a 12-yard gain. And you say, well, Coach, you want to get the first down. Well, yeah, you do. But this is an exhibit 1,000 of the mentality that Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson have. as they're working together in 2023. They're willing for St. Brown to get a 12-yard reception on 3rd and 14. Why? Because they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. He's not involved with the catch here, by the way. It's one of their favorite concepts on 3rd or 4th down. People have different names for it. Once you get the motion developing, you're basically getting the running back working out into the flats, but not a wheel. High side sit route onto the hash, and then tight end from the other side. Sometimes it's a receiver sitting down somewhere in this area, a little bit further than I have that arrow drawn, but you can see the final delineation of the routes. You've got this nice spread for Goff to choose from. And the cool thing is it's away from trips. Now you may say, well, Coach, that's not trips. Well, it's trips when they motion from left to right and the ball is snapped. It's trips now because you have 3 to the field. So you're ending up with 3 possible routes back to the boundary away from where you had 3 receivers lined up. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense, and it's kind of common sense if you ask me. The conflict that's created on boundary side defenders when you have 2 potential options immediately and a third guy that will be a release valve over the middle. I don't think that the Goff is reading that from hash to top of the numbers to boundary, but it's typically, but it certainly looks like he did there. Last one, that's St. Brown on a sweep on 4th and 1 against the Chargers. Only gets like a 2 or 3 yard gain, but it's another illustration, I think, of the versatility that he offers. What's important about this play? It's 11 personnel. You got a tight end, a receiver in the backfield, running back, 2 receivers split out to the outside. You don't have to substitute to do certain things. You can get them accomplished with St. Brown. Lining up at fullback like he did against the Chiefs. Lining up as a split back running back here with Gibbs in the backfield going opposite of the run action. Now, this is a patented 3rd or 4th and short play call for Ben Johnson. My point is you can do all of these things that I've shown in this video with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And, oh, by the way, he's got 112 catches as a wide receiver, which is absolutely as good as it gets, even in the NFL in 2023, where the pass game has been, somewhat artificially smoothed over to allow things to happen in a more easier fashion. If you listen this long, I know how you probably feel about St. Brown. Feel free to let me know if you think the snub was as big of a negative as I do. And maybe a situation where the NFL needs to look at how many players are selected to each position, number one, or the process by which the voting is completed anyway. Appreciate you guys' time. If you're wondering or at all interested, I wasn't doing film study videos for at least a couple days, trying to evaluate the new manner in which my YouTube videos appear to be getting copyright claims. Had a significant number of them get hit last week and had to edit the video or forfeit the monetization to the NFL, which owns the video and claimed it in that case. And then this is my test case to see if I can get anything to go through. If not, from here on out for the rest of the 2023 season at least, you'll probably be looking at more commentary videos with still shots where I try to provide some analysis in that manner, which I know will impact the audience significantly. I appreciate you guys' time. Let me know what you think of the video and some of the thoughts I gave you there at the end. If you think other Lions fans would enjoy this video, the commentary, or the film study piece, then please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media so other Lions fans can enjoy it as well.